Studying is an act that engages our minds, brains, and bodies. It is important to always make it as comfortable, interesting, and productive as possible. In this video, I'm going to be showing you and talking about how I use the Focus To Do app to study and how it makes my studying much more productive and interesting. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Samuel, a second-year medical student currently studying in Russia. And if you're new to this channel, on this channel we'll talk about how we can be more productive, how we can study effectively, and generally my life as a medical student. So if you're up for topics like this, a sub to the channel will always be an amazing thing to do. In this video, I'll first be talking about the structure of the Focus To Do app, the different parts and their different uses. And finally, I'm also going to be talking about how I use this Focus To Do app to study practically my study routine with the app, how I use it to focus, and I'm also going to be talking about how I get rewards from actually studying, and it helps my studying to be more interesting and more productive, and something like what I always look forward to doing. So if that sounds fun and interesting to you, then let's dive into it. The Focus To Do app is an app that actually combines both the works of a Pomodoro timer and also the works of a task organizer. So it helps us to focus while we're studying and also help us to organize what we have to do at different times in our lives. It's a free app to download for both iOS and Android. I've checked it actually on Play Store, and it's also an app store for Apple. And it's also not as strict as some other apps, so it allows you to actually leave the app while you're studying, because for me it's kind of important, because sometimes I have to use my phone, probably to use Google Translate, or sometimes to actually check some questions or some study materials on my school group on WhatsApp or on VK or anything like that. So the flexibility of the app actually is very useful here. First thing you'd see on the app when you just download it from probably App Store or Play Store is a short clip summarizing whatever you're going to do on the app or how you can use anything on the app. But this is probably, well, a little bit short and summarized, so you could actually skip that since I'm going to be explaining everything to you. After this short clip, what you'd actually want to do first is sign in or sign up to the app so that you can keep track and keep storage of your data in the app in case you want to use it on another mobile phone or another device. So it syncs all of your data from different devices together, and you can use them at the same time simultaneously on different devices. After signing in, looking down on the page, on the first page of actually the app, you find the Today tab, Tomorrow, Upcoming, Someday, Events, and these are actually what you can use, or these are tabs that you can actually use to organize tasks in your life and also organize topics that you want to study or subjects that you want to study. So it doesn't just function as what you can use to plan what you have to study, but you can also use it as a task organizer to plan whatever you want to do in other aspects of your life. Now, after all these first tabs, down on the same page, you'd actually find completed, where you can find all your completed tasks, all of them combined together. Then also under the completed, you find tasks, where you actually find all your tasks that probably have not been done, all of them combined. And then you can also find usage guidance, probably if you are not sure of something that you want to use in the app, then you can actually go there. And finally, on the same page, you'll find add projects. This is where you actually add what you want to start doing. Probably it's different from Today, Tomorrow, Upcoming, Someday, or Events. Then you can add a project here, or whatever you want to name it. Leaving the body of the page, moving to the top right corner, the first button you're going to see on this top right corner is a crown button, which actually leads you to pay for the premium version. Of course, there is a free version and also a premium version, and I'm going to be getting to that in a short while. The next button after this crown version is actually a sign of showing group of people, and this is where you can check your check other users of the app all around the world and how they're actually faring, how they're getting rewards or ranking, and I'm going to get to that also in a short while. Now, after this button that signifies a group of people, there's this other button that looks like a plant, and this brings you to the forest part of this app, and this is where we're going to talk about the reward. I'm going to talk more about this when I talk about the reward I get from studying, and so I'm going to get to this in a short while. Moving away from the plant button, we're actually moving to the next button, which is a trophy sign, and this button brings you the ranking, your ranking amongst other people probably in your region or all around the world. And this probably keeps some people motivated, but I never actually check this place because, well, I don't care. I don't know why I don't care. Now, the last button is actually the analytics button, and this shows you the amount of hours you have actually spent, total amount of hours you've spent daily, weekly, or monthly, and also the amount of tasks and how many hours you've actually spent in a task. And this is where you can actually keep track of, if you want to actually keep track, you can keep track of what you've been studying on, how many hours you've actually been using to study in a week. And so this is what I'm actually going to use to calculate the amount of hours I used to study in a week, so that I can probably make a video about how I study for this amount of hours in a week. Kind of a juicy topic, right? Yeah. Having talked about the structure of the app, I didn't know it would actually be that fast. Now let's move to how I actually use this app to study and how my study routine with this app actually is. So first, one of the things that I love about this app is that it helps me to be able to scope my subject, and this is the first part of what I'll talk about, or this is the first part of every of my single study routine. If we want to study, it's very important for us to glance through whatever we have to study at a particular period of time to be able to understand the main objective or the main concept or the questions answered by that particular topic or subject or something. And so the way I use this app is that whenever I have something to study, I'll probably go to today and open a new project, probably start a new project, add a task of probably study anatomy, and I could go clearer by saying study anatomy, the cranial nerves. And obviously by scoping the subject, I'm able to figure out the amount of cranial nerves I have to study, and probably I want to study first 6, or probably I want to study the last 6, or any amount I want to study. Of course there are 12 cranial nerves, and so I form different subtasks under this study anatomy cranial nerve. And this is possible because in this app, whenever you form a task, a big task, you can form subtasks under it so that you can have a clearer vision of what you have to do, and you can set different Pomodoro timer for different tasks under this main body or whatever you have to call it. So by using the app, I'm able to scope through my subject, figure out the amount of nerves, and figure out the names of the nerves already, probably the olfactory nerve and all of that, and actually write them down, that study olfactory nerve, study this other nerve, study this one, glossopharyngeal, and all of that. And so this helps me that after I've studied the olfactory nerve or any of the nerves, go back to check the box, and this helps me or keeps me motivated that I'm actually doing something, I'm actually getting somewhere. This also helps me know the main objective of what I'm actually doing, and also helps me keep track of my journey. Next part I would love to talk about how I use this app is about the focus part. And this focus part is how I use the Pomodoro timer. And this is where I have to actually talk about the payment or the premium version. Because here, if you don't have the premium version, you can only set your Pomodoro time once when you begin to use the app, I guess. And this is probably anytime you want. I have set 50-10 Pomodoro, like 50 study session, 50 core work, and then 10 minutes of break. But the way I use it is that if I have to study less, I just calculate it, because the app is very flexible, so you can pause. So when you see it's already 25 minutes, you can pause and then you can play, you can pause and then you can play, and then you can use whatever time you want to use. Or if you want to use more, you can study over the time you're actually using to study. This is how flexible the app is. Another thing is that there are different ways this time can actually count down. If you care to look at your phone screen whenever the time is counting down, there are probably 2 ways that it can actually count down. And then there's also another part of it giving you sound. It could give you some minimal 2 to 3 or 4 sounds that are basic that you can actually use. If you want to use other type, you probably have to pay and get the premium version to actually get access to other types. But I personally don't use this sound they're giving us there because it's kind of basic, and so I use my own study with me playlist that I'll actually link down in the description box. So if you want to check it out, please do check it out. And this is what I use to listen to sounds when I'm studying. Or I use my friend's channel where I've actually talked about it before on one of my videos. She actually uploads sounds for different moods and different type of sounds, like lo-fi beats, jazz, and that channel is very, very nice. So I'll actually love you to check it out. I'll also link it down there so you can check it out. The name of the channel is Soft Sound, and this is where I actually get my sounds for even my videos and sounds that I actually use to sleep or use to study. This is actually not sponsored, it's just helping a friend. Now that's not the best part of this focus. The best part of this focus is that you can set your Pomodoro time to go automatically or manually. And when I say automatically, it means that when you press it to start, you know, I've already said probably for every single subtask that you're actually having, you've set that you want 4 Pomodoro time, and then 4 Pomodoro blocks, and then a big break, and then probably for 8 times like that. And so you can actually set that these things will go immediately after each other. So after you set the first time for the first study session to start, immediately after the first study session is ending, then it moves automatically to the break, which is already probably my own 10 minutes. And so it's like an automatic system working by itself, and I don't have control over my own break. So immediately the 10 minutes already ending, about 8 minutes, I'm already getting alerted that I should actually go back to start getting myself together into the table and setting my books together so that I can get studying, because I don't have control over my break. I can't say that okay, I'll use my own timer which I can stop anytime and all of that. And so this helps me to keep myself in check and keep myself in the studying mode, so I don't actually leave the studying mode. And also because I know my break is short, just 10 minutes, and I don't have control over it, I'm not allowed to do something that's probably more than something I can do in my break. So I just have a little chat with Evelyn, or have a little chat with some of my other friends before the break actually ends and I'm actually coming back to study. That is to the most interesting part of the app actually to me, and this is the reward part. This is what keeps me interested in using this app to study. And this is because for every single 25 minutes of study or 25 minutes you spend on the app using the timer, you get some gram of energy or sunlight. And for every single day you log in, daily login, you also get some gram of sunlight. Also, it doesn't end there. For every single task you finish, every single subtask or every single main task you finish, you get some grams of energy. And this is where we can use it in the forest part, in the plant button I showed you before at the beginning of the video. In that plant part, in that forest part, we can use this sunlight to grow our plant. And if you check the leaderboard, you actually see how big some people's plants are, how many hours some people have spent, how many grams of sunlight some people have that are using to grow their plant. Having this kind of idea that you are getting a reward for studying makes me a little bit interested. I don't know if you guys would actually feel the same way, but every single time I'm studying and I know I've just passed the 25 minutes block, probably my time is counting and I've passed 25 minutes, I'll be like, oh, I already have this amount of gram already waiting for me. And this helps me to even keep on logging in every day, keep on setting tasks and finishing it, and actually helps me to keep myself organized, and also helps studying to be very, very interesting to me. So that's it about the app. If you're interested in using it or trying it out, I'll actually leave a link down to the app for the iOS and the Android version down in my description box, so you should check it out. Check the link out there and you can go download it. And also, if there's anything you're confused about probably while using the app, or anything I've talked about that you don't understand, leave it down in the comment section below. I'm obviously going to attend to it. I'm actually looking forward to hearing from you guys what you think about this app, because I love it so much. I don't know how you guys are going to take it. So if you try it out or you're going to try it out, please tell me down in the comment section below. So that's been it. I'm actually very, very curious about what you think about this app, so please don't forget to leave a comment down for me in the comment section below. We're going to have a little chat there with me, so please don't forget to comment down below. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to share the video to all your friends and to all students that you know, every single student group you know, to help someone. You can actually be helping a student. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. A sub to the channel will be a very amazing thing to do. You can check my other videos about how to study effectively. It's probably going to be up there, and my study with me playlist is also going to be down there, so you can check it out to actually study with me. So that's been it. Thank you for watching, thank you for rating, thank you for liking, and catch you guys very soon in the next one. Very, very soon in the next one. Bye bye. Peace.